what inspired you to specialize in HR and leadership development?
I think people, the first thing that I saw, my exposure was in Valencia, California for the first 6 months. I was on a Microsoft project, right? And remember, all of us, as soon as we get a job, and in our era, and even now, once my dad got to know, my mom got to know that I've got a job in Microsoft and all of that at the initial stages, the first thing that came into the mind, now my son has become responsible, my daughter's become responsible, and they wanted me to get married and settle within that age. And I still remember my dad coming to me with very emotional, numb eyes. He told me, Gaurav, whatever you've done in your life now, just focus now and give all out to this job and grow. You're going to be a responsible father one day. I said, sure, dad. And since then, probably a year, I eat, sleep, drink in the office only. I used to do 3 shifts back to back. And but what that gave me, and I so wanted to become productive and progressive and grow, that I became employee of the month, employee of the quarter, employee of the year. And then people started understand. I started reading a lot about, Microsoft knowledge base and all. And then because of my recognition and people heard back in, I still remember Shane, who was the quality and training head of Microsoft Global. He somehow got my quality mailers or calls that I used to make with the customers. And he brought me in and he said, Gaurav, will you develop this particular portal for us? And we worked together for about 6 months and I developed that portal. And that was the time that I realized that, people started coming to me after a year of me burning myself within the job and, honing myself. They started approaching me, asking me questions, queries, things, and I started helping people. And teams used to call me for training them on certain knowledges. That's when I realized, the power of knowledge, how we can probably transform, and I really loved it. So working for the people in HR and in L&D, transforming people, you get, even till today, I get goosebumps that, 20 of the top leaders of a company would be there in my training room. And, you know, I would be kind of, transforming their thought within those 3 days, 5 days, 10 days of workshops, and their IDP, their journeys. I can be a part of building their teams better, making them probably 400, 500 people performing better just because of people who are there in my trainings. I think learning, teaching, and training by far is the purest profession. And God has been kind, and my forefathers have been kind to bestow this responsibility on me. And I see this profession as the purest profession. And not everybody gets this responsibility. If you get this responsibility, this is the biggest responsibility anyone can get, and you have to be 100% pure to it. So I'm really blessed that I could make my career within HR learning and development and help people develop, transform, build themselves. So
Yes,
that inspires me. Yeah, thank you.
yes, sir, that's very impressive. My next query is, how do you see the future of HR with AI and automation?
Oh, that's a big one. Okay, I think some folks are scared, some folks are kind of skeptical, some folks, were like, aane do AI ko dekh lenge kind of attitude, right? But I believe it's the change already started happening when, AI is nothing new. It's been 55 years of research, right? So AI just came in the market right now. It was already there. How do you think the best of the tech companies were able to process the orders with such faster pace? They were able to process it because AI was already there. But the point was, I think biggest change happened in the industry when cloud computing came into the picture. Cloud computing became commercialized. That was the first indication for all of us to understand that era of those hard-coded big softwares is going to fade away. And then obviously, came the computing power, the graphic power, uh, and blockchains, and now we're sitting at AI. Uh, I think AI is going to impact all the professions, especially HR as well. And for people who are specifically trying to make their careers in HR, let me tell you, I've very recently I've dropped in my corporate shoes after 22 years, and I've started off my AI journey. We started my own venture in KEC Serve, and this is like company, we do AI chatbots, voice bots, AI workflows. We automate the entire workflows. Okay. So I'll give you guys a live and practical example. All right. Employee now, as we speak right now, employee applies for a leave, right? So he would pick up his, HRMS software, human resource, HRIS software, HRMS software. He would pick it up, his mobile phone, or he would open an email, or probably he'll walk into his manager. His manager's okays the, leave or not, depends upon whether his managers have that point of time numbers ready within the team. If there are large teams, some managers managing, let's say 400, 500,000, 1,000 people under one line of manager, he may not be able to have that amount of data, isn't it? The HR BPs would not be having that data set ready in front of their eyes, whether they should allow Gaurav to take a leave. Correct? Now comes his AI. Okay. Now imagine right now as we speak, this is what is happening. If I have to apply a leave, I need to go to my manager. My manager would probably approve, disapprove. And then he would also update. Once I've taken a leave, he'll update my reporting manager, and then my reporting manager would apparently ask the HR to approve it, disapprove it, things like that, right? But nobody has that data on what's happening between those teams, right? Now imagine I'm working on a solution, and we're working on a solution where in HR, what AI does, I don't have to walk into my manager. I just have to ask over my WhatsApp chatbot, or probably a voice chatbot, or probably within the embedded systems in the company. We're building LLMs, language learning models within the company systems. And I ask, I want to apply for a leave for tomorrow. And the AI starts interacting with me like a manager. They say, all right, this is your manager, Avinash Gaurav. You want to apply for leave? Great. Let me just check how many people are on leave this week. And the AI suddenly checks the entire data of the entire team spread across quickly. How many people have applied for leave, or probably looking to apply for leave, or would have gone to the page or the calendar to just apply for leave. Or maybe just have simply typed certain words called leave. It would analyze, assess, and say, Mr. Gaurav, you know what? There are two people within your teams which are going to go on off this week. Do you think if you can skip probably this week, if it's not that important, and take a leave, probably I can suggest you take a leave probably next week at this day. That'll be perfect. And I don't need to approach my manager. The system intelligently realizes what's happening within the entire dynamics of the team. And not only that, you can connect it with performance, you can connect it with succession planning, whether I'm a hypo or not, whether I'm on an IDP or not, whether there are important events that might come up within the company or not, whether my team as an entity, as the entire team have achieved our goals or not. All of that the AI can capture and then suggest me whether I should take a leave or not. Now just imagine, so this is where HR in AI has started. As we speak, this solution has been built up, been deployed in the companies. And this is just tip of the iceberg. And we are also working on another example if time allows. I hope I'm not stretching it a lot, right? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. If time allows for that matter, I would say I have already, started understanding and building the architecture of how an employee would be inducted within the company. An employee would walk in, his profile would already be there, his resume would have been uploaded, AI would already done the profiling. After the profiling, the competencies and skills, the person had to be built up, already decided by the AI. And now this employee is being just asked by the HR. So asked, probably 5 years down the line, or Gaurav, next 3 years down the line, where you see yourself, which function, department, or probably role. I would say, I would like to see myself at this place. Are you sure? Yeah, okay, great. Let me build up this entire journey for you within the company. And the AI, before even I start my journey, I would have built up this journey. They would have shown me this much of percentage. These are the competencies. These are the learning modules. Everything would be set for me, right? And all I need to do is focus on and get the schedule on, and that's about it. So days of work, months of work, real-time dashboard would start running on employee attritions. A lot of stuff is happening in the HR. I think we are on a transformative world, and HR competencies as well will change. Our competencies will change. Is the world and the era of AI generalist. So instead of HR generalist, we'll be having AI generalist. Instead of HR business partners, we will be having AI partners. So that's how the world will be transforming. So 110%, a lot.